Welcome to Bourbon and Badges, the podcast, live in Studio 77 from Gastonia, North Carolina, and Calabash, the voice of the uncommon people.
Hey, welcome to Bourbon and Badges, the podcast, season 5, more than halfway through, I believe. I'm here with Slow Ride and Hound Dog, fellow co-host. How's it going?
Hurrying things up. We may have 50 podcasts on this on season 5.
They go by quick.
Hurry up, get it over with.
Yes, I get ready to be done. Well, I'm done, man.
Yeah. So here we are again, fellas. Another week's gone by from Studio 77. Uncommon people. Yep.
What was on the timer for
I didn't
starting
see
the
a
show?
timer.
Oh, good. Then I make it up whatever it was, huh?
Yeah.
Because figure it out. If I go on the countdown to the recording, if I hit on 3, the music key's just right.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, we'll wait on you. Just wait on you. Say I'm going to do it on 3, then you do it on 1 like you did last time.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
We were laughing before the damn show started. The music played.
Yeah, but y'all heard music, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Well, then you are welcome. All right, man. What are we drinking tonight?
Good old Rebel 100.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Now, didn't that used to be Rebel Yell or something?
Yeah, they took
There-
the yell out of it.
Right. There was
And
a
why
Rebel
is that?
Yell.
I think somebody was butt hurt.
Sounded
Maybe-
too redneck, too
Maybe
racist.
Billy Idol. Ran the
Could be.
Rebel Yell. Billy Idol probably got pissed off, so
Yeah, probably sued him for.
can't use it.
Yeah.
Hey, Rodney, have you looked at Hound Dog's background?
He's changed it, and I
He has
like it.
displayed
I really like it.
some liquor there.
I like
have.
it. I like the cabinet it's in too.
Yeah, that cabinet used to be a barn on my grandparents' farm.
I thought it looked kind of rustic.
Yes, a small barn.
I don't think I could fit through that door.
Oh, really?
But it actually was on they had a farm up in Cleveland County, North Carolina, in Falston, for well over. It's been in the family for 150 years, I think.
Wow.
Oh, well, good deal.
Nice.
They just
That's great.
repurposed the wood.
Yeah, this barn, this wood was part of an old barn that fell down, probably in the late 70s, I think.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, my parents got it and had this cabinet built.
I tell you, they do a lot of that up here. They'll disassemble old barns. A crew comes in and they'll do it for free, but they get all the wood.
Yep.
That and tobacco houses. A lot of people that visit up here don't realize what these big, long, buildings are. They were tobacco houses where you hung the tobacco to dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're taking all those down. So I think there's one more still left that I know of in the county. They don't use it. It's just still there.
And actually, on this, you know how on the old doors, they just had a piece of wood that they'd turn, and it'd open like it's a latch.
Yeah.
I actually have the latch for it.
Oh wow! Check that out.
Which is kind of cool.
I remember that.
Well,
yeah.
look at you there, Hound Dog, with
Look at me.
the collector.
Memorabilia, if you will.
That's right.
The collector. Mm-hmm. And what kind of shirt are you sporting there, Hound Dog? I kind of like the logo
Bourbon
on
and
it.
Badges, the podcast. Mechanic shirt.
All over it.
We got to step our game up, buddy.
All over it.
Yeah.
All over
Hound
it.
Dog's got it going on.
He's bringing it back. He's bringing it
That's
back.
right.
Yep.
Yes, he is.
Nice.
All
So what do you want to do? You want to try this Rebel
Yeah,
Yell?
let's get this.
Yeah, let's do. I actually
Rebel
tried
Yell.
getting a better background. I can't get my lighting right. I got track lightings up here, and this is the best lighting I can get.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, a great opening there, Rod.
Hit me with the pour, man. Come on now. Yeah. There we go.
There we go.
Rebel 100.
There you go. All right. Hound Dog, you got the stats and everything going on?
Yes, sir. Got it right here.
All right. We can start with the nosy stuff. You want to give them?
I'll tell you a little bit about it right quick.
Okay.
Yeah, let it breathe for a second.
Yeah.
This is a product of Lux Row Distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky. It says on here that for more than 150 years, Rebel Bourbon has remained true to its rebellious roots. That's probably why it feels right at home at Lux Row Distillers in Bardstown, Kentucky. Since 2018, the distillery has been making a name for itself in the bourbon community by honoring tradition and doing whiskey differently.
I can tell you right off the nose, I bet I know why they call it 100.
100 proof?
Yeah, it's definitely 100 proof.
Yes. It's pushing buttons here.
Oh, you push buttons, hound dog. You push mine wiggly.
Absolutely.
Did you find your button to push?
I did. The mash bill is undisclosed, but it includes corn, wheat, and malted barley. They don't say how many percent of each one.
I might could help you out with that. I searched 3 or 4 different places, and I got down to one that said 68 corn, 20 wheat, 12 malted barley.
Okay.
But that's a maybe. That could have been the Rebel 100 mash bill, but I think it's the same thing. They just dropped the Rebel Yell. They just dropped the Yell because of it's the same thing. Yeah.
Definitely smooth wheated bourbon right on the label. So this is right in Hound Dog's wheelhouse.
It is.
He likes that sweet bourbon, but he don't like Knob Creek smoked maple. Too thick in the bottle.
Too sweet.
I still got to try that. I got the vanilla again. I got some vanilla in there.
Wheat right off the bat. Almost farmy. Almost like been outside and smelling the grass or something.
Yep.
And with that, I've got a story to tell. I finished up weed eating today, 4 hours, 4 hours weed eating, because I had some issues with my weed eater. But I'm not going to make you weed eat right whenever you come up.
Dude.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I tried some new line, and it just wasn't working out. But anyway, it just reminds me of being on the field. You can almost smell the wheat.
Yeah, I was looking on the bourbon, Breaking Bourbon, and on the nose, what they say on here is they hay and corn up front. They get that smell.
Yeah, I got the hay right off the bat. Yeah.
There you go. You said hay.
Yep, with light scents of oak, caramel, and ethanol.
Caramel, gasoline. Nice.
Yes, sir. You got to keep this show powered, man.
Yeah. Power through that thing. Get some gas in there, dude.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get the ethanol too right off the bat.
Smooth there, Hound Dog. It's definitely a wheated bourbon. Smooth.
It is smooth.
It's dry.
It's dry and
very
oaky.
dry.
Very dry. Right? The back end is like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very, very dry.
Isn't that funny how that happens? He just dries right up in your mouth.
Yeah. It doesn't even. Yeah.
But I get a very oaky taste as well.
Oh, nice legs on it, man. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but man, the legs on it is great.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's it's a wheated bourbon.
Definitely 100 proof. You get the burn back in the burn, just dry in the burn.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the very sweet notes, almost like a soft corn.
Yeah.
Do you say soft porn or
Yeah, corn.
Corn with a C?
Yeah, like that grows on your toes.
It's for listeners. I just want to make sure we're
yeah. And man, that thing it does dry up really quick.
This is a bourbon. This is a family show, a bourbon family.
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah,
dries
dry
up really quick and to a how do you say it? Just dry. It's just really dry.
I'm thirsty after I swallowed the damn thing.
Exactly. Thank you.
And I tell you, talking to another buddy down at the store down the road here, a place called Red Hill. I was telling him about the podcast. He says, believe it or not, man, that's kind of weird. Really? 3 cops that want to sit around and drink bourbon and tell stories?
I don't see anything weird about that at all.
I don't think he knows cops.
The only difference is we stuck a mic in our face. It's the only difference between that and sitting around the house.
Most cops I know drink and sit around and we'll take an opportunity to drink bourbon anytime they can. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Again, I think this would really be good, the Fat Bottom Betty cigar. I think that the sweetness of Fat Bottom Betty would complement this and would take away from the dryness.
Absolutely.
I would think.
Absolutely.
Man, that just disappears, man. You swallow it, it's just gone.
Yeah.
That's weird. Strange. I'm used to the other ones, that kind of linger.
And hang out, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. What's the price point on it there, Hound Dog? Did I see $20 or so or something?
20, $25, somewhere along in there.
So it's a easily affordable drink.
Right.
It is.
So what do you guys think? Is this a daily drinker or a mixer?
For the Rodnator, it's not a daily drinker.
What would you give it?
Give it about a 5.5. I'm not really too fond of it right now. It might grow on me, but not right now.
Man, let's see. It's kind of hard for me to say about that wheat because I like a wheat. But I'm going to give it a...
I would not like this if I was hungry because it just dries up so quickly on the end.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't linger at all. It doesn't satisfy anything in my palate after the the initial swish or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And other than that, man, I'm gonna give it a 6.2 Hound Dog. Other than that, I'd probably give it a daily drinker if it would just linger in there a little longer and just be a little more satisfying on the back end.
If it wasn't such a dry finish, I would have given it a 7 as well.
Yeah, so 2 6s for the slow and the Hound Dog.
Yeah, it's 5.8.
Not a daily drinker. What about mixer? What would you mix this with if you was going to mix it?
You know what? I would probably mix this in a Kentucky Mule with a little ginger
I do have
beer.
water back tonight. I'm going to put a drop of
mule.
water in there just to see what it does, though.
Yeah, a mule wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, I think it'd be good in a Kentucky Mule with the ginger beer.
And what would happen if we put it over ice? Would that make a difference? We drop the cube in there?
Make it cold.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, the colder it is, the less you can taste it.
It'd be adding water, though. It'd be adding a little.
Yeah, it
I
would
just
be
put
adding
a
water.
dash. I just put a dash in there to see if it opens up a little bit. That's at all the
I got a thing of water right here myself. I can put a little
purified
shot
drinking
in there.
water. It's not the distilled water we normally should use. I'm just too lazy to get up and go over and get the distilled dropper.
Yeah, that was funny. I went on a couple of bourbon tours that we all have, and they always say, when we were sampling, they say they pour you a little bit, and then regardless of whether you had ice or not, they take a dropper and drop some water in there because they say it releases.
Yeah, it does.
You're not supposed to drink it without a little bit of water dropped in there, right? Is that what you heard? Yeah.
Yep.
It's distilled water, and what it does is it pushes all the oils from the whiskey up to the top.
Oils?
Yeah, when we talk about the legs, that is the oil residue. Oh, you're just making fun of me.
Yeah, you said.
How would you say it?
Pushes all the oils up, all the oils.
The oils.
Up. The oils.
Oils.
Yeah, it's got an
All the
I in
oils
it.
up.
I'm just saying it has an I in it. O-I-L.
Oils.
Go ahead. Continue. If I had a button now, I'd go, Jesus
You know,
Christ.
if I was Buck, I'd be mad right now.
Yeah, I know you would. Buck would
But,
go, yeah, right.
It totally killed the nose on it. Putting that water in there totally killed the nose.
Did it?
Yeah, it didn't help much on the dryness either.
Yeah, I just mellowed it out, man. Yeah, there's no water. It's better without the water.
Man, that's wicked. It just dries up.
All right. So not a daily drinker, but we maybe use it for a mixer.
Yeah, I would use it definitely in as a mixer.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, on with the show, man. Yeah, we're cops that drink bourbon. We're not bourbon that tell cop stuff. So we should do more cops and bourbon. We've done a little bit of bourbon tonight.
Yeah. Yep,
Hey,
yep.
I got a story to tell you right quick before we get started.
Go ahead.
Had the opportunity to, my daughter had purchased a couch, and I had to pick it up. I'm in Mitchell County. I had to go to Lincoln County. It's a 2-hour drive for me to there. But to pick up her couch and take it to her this past Saturday in South Carolina. So normally I cut grass every 2 weeks. This is my Saturday cut grass. So I'm talking to another buddy about, you know what, I'll just cut grass on Sunday. He's like, man, I don't know. Every time I do something like that on Sunday, like change the oil or something always goes wrong. Something always messes up. And I'm like, come on. I know Sundays you leave Sunday as a holy day. I know that.
Day of rest.
Yeah. Well, is it a day of rest or just a holy day? Can I not cut grass and be mentally downloading or defragging myself?
I don't know. God rested. That's all I'm saying. He took a break. I guess that means you should too. But if you want to cut grass,
I'm
you
here
want
to
to
tell
go
you,
against the flow.
I'm here to tell you, God didn't have a
against the grain.
Skag 48-inch separate
Walk
pedal
behind.
board.
Yeah. He didn't live on Shootout Mountain with 6 hours worth of yard work, or maybe he would have worked on Sunday. Is that what
With
you're
that
saying?
being said, man, I got stung by a wasp. My weed eater broke. and I pinched the crap out of myself with pliers.
I rest
don't
my
think
case.
I'm
I
ever
rest my
going to
case.
cut grass on Sunday again.
I rest my case.
Didn't get my weed eater fixed till today. And this
You know
is,
why you didn't get it fixed today? Because God didn't want you weed eating grass until today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
that's
right.
it.
And so with that,
So what was wrong with your weed eater?
what-
What was wrong with your weed eater?
the head of it, you bounce it on the ground, it spits out the cord.
What kind you got? What kind of weed eater do you have?
It is a Red Max commercial grade weed eater.
Okay.
It is. I'm telling you that weed
Been on
eater.
TV.
Well, I'm telling you that weed eater kicks the butt. Well, if, different people. Jeff Wooten, our buddy Wooten, Detective Wooten, retired Detective Wooten, Gaston PD. He does lawn services. He said that's where you need to be with as a commercial weeder because it has so much stuff to do. It's longer, so you don't have to bend over.
Yeah.
And it kicks butt, man. It just all the grass that I've got to weed and just wore out.
You said it takes you 4 hours to weed eat?
Well, normally 3 hours. I tried a new, not on the board, buddy, but I tried a new a weed string that had metal in it because I had to weed around a bunch of rocks.
Okay.
And it kept jumping up on me. But generally 3 hours cut grass, 3 hours of weed eat.
Holy cow.
Good Lord, dude.
I need a goat.
You need a couple of goats.
You need a freaking lawn service, what you need.
I don't have captain from Charlotte Mech PD money. I got sergeant from Gastonia PD
I don't
money.
know. Maybe you ought
I
to
can't
plant some
afford it.
damn crap. I don't know what. Something you don't got to maintenance. So
Hey,
much.
I'm going to do the very thing. I'm going
Monkey
to
grass, yeah.
on the hill behind the house. I'm going to plant something that's going to take up some yard. But anyway,
Yeah.
man, I'm not cutting grass anymore on Sundays. So there.
There you go.
Was that a long story? That this needless.
Hallelujah, brother. That's all I got to
Airfield.
say. Good
Yeah.
job.
All right.
Absolutely.
So I
Where
got a
you going
story.
there?
I got a quick story before we start too. So we got a new addition of my family here.
Hey, congratulations,
Okay.
Dad.
Congratulations, Dad.
Way to
welcome.
go.
It's a freaking cat. Okay. So anyway, my wife loves cats. So
Don't
We
put
had-
it on the wife, Rod. Don't put it on the wife.
yeah, no.
I know you big guys are with your kitty cats.
They after a few years they've grown on me, of course, because they're in the house. But so we had my wife brought home a cat while she was working. It was a stray, and it was at a guest. It was a long story, but brought it home, and I said, "Well, you remember I'm allergic to cats." And she said, "Yeah, I know, but I was like,
It's not about you.
Suck it up.
Right. So I'm petting the cat like when it first got here, this first one, and I noticed its stomach was a little bit hard, and I was like, I hope the hell this thing's got like some worms or some shit, and it's not pregnant, right?
Oh, man.
But of course, it was pregnant. Had a litter of kittens. Had 6 kittens. I was told I was going to get. She was going to get rid of all of them. Ended up keeping 3. Okay, so I'm like, okay, so we have 4. Well, one of the cats got the feline version of COVID. It's called FIP, F-I-P. It's curable. Get this, it's curable. There's medicine for it out there, but since the FDA didn't approve it yet, the veterinarians, no one can prescribe it, use it. They won't even talk about it.
Shit. Oh, that's too loud. I'm sorry. That's too loud. I'm sorry.
We got some new sound buttons, folks. Yeah, well, that's it. But so they wouldn't even let you use it. So we had to go off the grid and find this stuff. Anyway, we gave it to the cat, and
The black
and
market.
Yeah, and he survived for another 2 years, but he passed away maybe a few months ago.
Oh, wait a
Well,
minute. How long ago did you get the pregnant kitty? Is that not
3
something
years.
recent?
3 years.
Oh, I thought this just happened.
No, I'm getting to what just happened.
All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're
I'll shut
jumping
up.
ahead. Yeah,
It is your
so the cat that was sick finally did pass because of complications from the sickness. Took a toll on his heart, so he passed. And then another cat shows up at my back door. Could have been a carbon copy of this cat. And all of a sudden, I see him in the sunroom with my wife. I'm like, wait a minute. She goes, no, he just showed up. I'm like, well, so long story short, this cat is like a carbon copy of the one that passed. So as a result, my wife got really attached to it, and it's like, what? So I made an appointment with the vet, to check it out before he got him around the other cats in case it had some feline leukemia or whatever those other things are cats have.
Yeah.
So long story short, he passed the test, so I have a new cat in the house to make up for the one that
All right,
kicked
Rod.
the bucket.
You need to watch this movie, read this book, Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, right. I tell you, I never had cats when I was little, of course. And oh, by the way, I'm 3 years into allergy shots, folks. So what a guy, huh?
You have to take allergy shots every day for that.
Yeah, well,
Or
I
how
had to
often do you
start.
take 'em?
I had to start in the beginning. It was every day. It was like 2 shots, 3 times a week. I'm down to 2 shots once a month.
Well, there you go. The only shots I
3
take
years.
is of bourbon, and that's
Yeah.
probably daily.
I'm a pincushion for some freaking cats. Can you believe that shit?
Well, that's
Hey,
love
you
right
made the
there.
wife happy. You made the wife happy. That's all that
Yeah.
counts.
That's what I try to do all the time.
So I'm sure what happened is the true story is, hey, wifey, this is going to happen. Either the cats or I go. She made her decision, so you decided to take shots.
But the good side about the shots too. Anybody knows about allergies? You go to an allergist. You say allergic to cats. They test you for everything: cats, grass, mold, everything, and they find out what you're allergic to, and then you get an allergy shot for everything. So I've been getting treated for everything I'm allergic to.
What are you
So-
allergic to? Because you're a big guy. The camera really didn't show, but you're a big fella. You work out all the time. You're a big guy. You're tall,
Unfortunately, it doesn't immune you from.
but you look
The
very
elements.
healthy. What I'm saying is,
Oh well, I appreciate it. The bourbon keeps me going. Keeps you cleaned
Rodnator?
out.
I find you very
Well, they
attractive.
call it a rodnator. Yeah. So I was allergic to a bunch of different things like tree, mold, grass. The one thing I wasn't allergic to, which they test you for, cockroaches. They literally test you to see if you're
Really?
allergic to cockroaches.
Well,
Yeah.
with that being said, what do you call a female roach?
Oh God.
I'm not even going to go there. Not even going to go there.
Are you going to answer it, or are you just going to sit there and drink bourbon?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know.
Oh, you're
But,
trying,
hey,
to
it
get,
surprises
you're
you.
trying to get one
It
of us.
surprises
Right.
you.
You being a wise guy. Okay.
It surprises you
One of
that I
us to
don't
say
know.
it.
I like
Yeah, I'm
that.
not
Thank you
saying
very much.
Hey, I read the rules and regulations of YouTube, so I'm not saying.
Yeah, it's one of those 227 words we can't say, okay? So, but anyway, so that's a good thing because during the summer now, I'm not as sneezy, hay fevery, itchy, with mowing lawns and grasses and stuff. So I think it worked out in the end for the good.
But you're getting away from that, right? When you make the big move down to Florida, you're not going to be doing grass anymore.
No. When I hear 3 hours of weed, I'm not doing 6 hours of yard work.
Well, I'm telling you, it's every 2 weeks, so it's only 3 hours per week if you look at it that way.
Yeah, no.
Now, believe me, I thought I wanted to too, but I found out maybe not so much.
I never
see,
thought I wanted to. I've been cutting
like I
grass for
said-
40 years. I'm done with it.
Like I said on the previous podcast, I kind of like doing yard work. It's fun.
Oh, if you enjoy it.
Well,
If you
dog,
enjoy it.
you're welcome here anytime you want to come to yard work.
I'm not going up that down mountain and weed whacking for 4 hours.
Now, if I had a big riding mower, I could sit my ass in and have a little koozie here with beer and maybe that. Oh, dude, I'd be all over that.
Yeah,
with
but my
headphones
yard's just
on.
too hilly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
his
gonna
yard is
get. I've
really
got to the point now. I can get that little thing you stand on. What do you call that thing? But you stand on it and it pulls you around. I think I can do that now in the front part of the yard, but the backyard and the back and by the pond is just too hilly.
It is very. It's like this.
I'm telling you, I was weed eating out by the pond. I went over, took my phone and put it on the table out there. But I got a deck. It's a boardwalk goes out to the pond. So the deck spreads out. I put the phone there. So because I figured I'd probably go in the brink. I'm going in the pond. I figured, but I didn't.
Wow. That's just a lot of work, man. Oof. But I guess it's good exercise too. Every once in a while. I don't know.
You got to stay fit. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. With all that said, I've got some police news.
I got a couple police stories too
I got a
because
police story, too.
I live in Gastonia, right next door to Charlotte. So shit, I know. I got police stuff. Anytime you want a story, we got one. But go ahead. You want to do yours slow? You want me to go?
Well, yeah, I think this will lead into it. And we was talking pre-podcast meeting about the things cops do to cost them their career. And why in the crap do you do these things? Mm-hmm. In the news today, Georgia Sheriff, is it Bleakley County, Bleakley? Is that Bleakley? County Sheriff's Office.
Sounds good to me.
I always get that wrong. I used to say Sheriff's Department. I always get corrected. Sheriff's Office. And get this, of all things, his name is Christopher Cootie. He's in a conference, and Ginger Hatchett, who is a TV judge, How'd you have to go for a judge named Judge Hatchet? That scared me to death.
You know you're in trouble.
Anyway, they're in a conference. They're in a bar after the conference, and he kind of like follows this judge. And it cost him a career. He had to plead guilty to a misdemeanor sexual assault and cost him his career. He's a sheriff of the Bleakley County in Georgia, South.
He was the elected
Georgia.
sheriff?
Yes.
The elected sheriff groped a judge.
That's exactly what it was. Groped. That's what we're looking for. Yep, groped
Named
the judge.
Hatchet.
Yep. In the bar, didn't sit right with her, and she filed charges. And she's a judge. Of course, she knows how to file charges. Files charges the next day. He pleads guilty, and he resigned. No longer the sheriff. No longer in law enforcement.
Okay.
Why? Why?
He deserves it, right? Do we agree?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
play stupid games, win
absolutely.
stupid prizes? Doesn't that come to mind?
Yeah, I like that. Stupid games, stupid prizes.
Play stupid
Yeah,
games
you're
and win
exactly
stupid
right.
prizes. Yeah. Why would you grope a judge?
Well, why would you be a sheriff and grope anybody anywhere, much less a bar?
You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Holy moly, dude.
Do you know what it was? He probably don't drink bourbon. He probably drinks like vodka or something.
White Claw.
Yeah, he drank a White Claw and it took over. And then,
Sorry for you White Claw fans out there, but that stuff's nasty.
see, if he was drinking bourbon, he'd be like, "Hey, girl, what's happening?"
So I guess this is Judge Hatchet.
Okay.
She's all whited out.
Yeah, she's
She needs some sun. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So that leads to the other thing, and of course, you got some story too, Rod. And I was talking to Hound Dog. Man, and I don't understand why officers do or law enforcement does stupid stuff that costs them career. We had back in the late '80s, early '90s, a group of officers. Two, correct me if I'm wrong, Hound Dog, that we went through good school together. Really good friends of ours.
Yeah. Yep.
Never would have thought this would happen. But these, I think 7 officers ended up going to federal prison, and it was on national news.
Which was a half of a patrol shift.
Yeah. What was it?
Half of the patrol
was it
shift
Eagle
went
Team?
to federal prison. Yeah. Went to federal prison because they chose poorly in their
They were
judgment.
abusing homeless people
Aye.
to the point you're beating them up. And there used to be we used to take if you found someone too intoxicated to be in the public, for their own safety, they had committed crimes. You can't take them to jail. But we had a thing called detox. You could take them to the old hospital down, was it Highland Street?
Yep.
And on the second floor there was detox. You take them there, and they would house them and feed them and stuff, and let them sober up. When they sobered them up, they'd cut them loose. Mm-hmm. But we had numerous times, man. Correct me if I'm wrong, Hound Dog. We'd go into the elevator to take them upstairs to detox. Man, they were biting and clawing not to get on the elevator.
Yeah, they were.
Could not figure out why in the world what's wrong with the elevator.
Yeah.
But couldn't find out, these officers, they called themselves, what would they call themselves, Hound Dog?
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain.
Yep.
They also had a bowling league. The teams, the shifts used to have bowling leagues against each other, and they called them their team Space Mountain.
Yeah.
But they would beat these guys up. As soon as the doors closed, they'd beat these homeless people up till ding, the door opened. They called that the ride on Space Mountain.
Wow.
Yeah, and the downfall was Miles Cafeteria on Main Avenue. One of the employees walked out back and just happened to witness one of these police officers pour cooking oil over the top of the head of a homeless guy, and that's what broke the whole case.
Yep.
And you know what speaking from my perspective as a captain.
Yeah, that's what I'd love to have your input on a captain.
Well, too, because you were so. But think about just the years you take to gain the confidence of the community. All the things you have to do just to try to regain trust from things just like that probably set that community back 5 years, 10 years.
More than that.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
We were scrutinized everywhere we went.
Right. And think about it. It's not warranted. Like, it's just a few bad apples, but I'll tell you what, then it brings down the SBI, I'm sure, came and investigated. I'm sure there was all sorts of news
FBI.
and reports and people spinning, saying, and you had the
made
community.
national news.
Yeah, the community organizers and all that stuff, and the marches probably. Hell, if that was in Charlotte, what would have happened.
Well, these were all white people, to my knowledge, and these were all regular officers. No sergeants, captains, or anything were involved. Just regular officers.
Right, but I mean, the homeless people too. That's a good point. If it was turned racial, if there was any minorities in that group, who knows what it could have escalated to? Is what I'm saying.
How does that escalate at all? Something had to happen. One officer had to smack a homeless guy, and everybody the guys thought it was funny. These little knit group of guys, and it started to escalate. Who could outdo the other? I'm assuming
I don't know, but I don't know these guys. Never met them, but it's a personality flaw. They just
two
have
of them
to.
were super nice guys, man. They're great.
Well,
we thought they were great officers.
There's something's there. I've never. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Hound Dog.
I don't know what would drive a good cop to lack in the judgment of his own thoughts, his or her own thoughts, to where they would do something like that. Mm-hmm. What clicked in their mind where they woke up in the morning or went to work and said, "Hey, I think I'm going to go beat up a homeless guy."
Well, this here was happened.
Oh, it happened. That happened.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that happened.
But there's several other factors in this too. With me, just thinking back during the policing times, my 15 years in patrol. Number one, nice or not, the fact of the matter is, I tried to touch and interact with homeless people as little as possible, just because of the cleanliness, the disease, the different things, the sicknesses they could have. I'm not really trying to get up on them and touch them or beat them. I'm trying to get them somewhere safe if they need it. I'm trying to get them to the medic or the detox, whatever I need to do. But I'm really not trying to get up close and personal. COVID, whatever you want to say, right? That's number one. Number two, there's some of the most vulnerable people in society. And what kind of satisfaction do you get having 4 or 5 guys in an elevator beating up one of the most vulnerable type people? Like, don't get me wrong. I've had times where I had a guy in handcuffs and I said, I would love to take his handcuffs off and we just square up. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
Well, every time a bad guy does the same thing, take his handcuffs off, I'll beat your butt.
Right. And then you take them off and he just stands there. I was just kidding. Yeah, that's what I thought. But don't get me wrong, that happens. But to take advantage of a person, number one. Number two, to use your badge to take advantage of a person like that. And then you're in a government building, I guess, right? Where are they going? They're going upstairs. I mean, this is incredible. And how did they think they weren't going to get found out? Like, word gets around pretty quick. And when they come out of the elevator with bruises and stuff, how does that work?
Well, I'll tell you, one guy, and I'm not going to mention names, but one guy, a brand new guy, a rookie, really skinny guy, and Hound Dog, you may know who I'm talking about.
I think I do.
He short sleeves, skinny as he could beat, and he wore these leather gloves everywhere he went. It's kind of like odds. You pass him in the hallway, he's got these leather gloves on. And you're like, yeah, come on, this guy's not wrapped right. Yeah. Now, I was in narcotics at the time. Where were you, Hound Dog? Have you came into narcotics at that point, or are you still
No, I was not. I was still on patrol at that time.
And how I found about it is, we were walking down the hallway one day, and the feds are in there taking the trophy that said Shootout Mountain on it. I'm like,
it did say Shootout Mountain.
Let's say Shootout Mountain. I'm sorry.
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain. I'm sorry.
I was like, how did your mountain company play this shit?
Yeah, maybe Rebel 100 is.
They taking them to the mountains and beating the crap out of them in the mountains? What's going on?
Are you getting royalties for every time you say Shootout Mountain?
Yeah, really. Sorry, guys. It's Rebel 100, man. Kicking in.
Yep.
Lost train of thought. About
you were saying you took a trophy, the Space Mountain trophy.
The bowling trophy. They were taking that down, and then we were like, I think his Butts were with me to take the Butts. We're like, all right, something's up here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So so that's wild.
Well, and those people, they don't realize that they're not only screwing themselves, they are putting a bad name on all their brothers and sisters.
Let me tell you this. Hound Dog.
Yep.
I pulled up. I had a very combative guy. I had to fight him. Got him in cuffs. Got him back at the cruiser. And you can hear every time I press the mic, hey, I'm en route. I'm at the magistrate's office. You can hear him, UMF. He's just raising Cain. Well, these officers coming out of the magistrate's office see me pull up, opened up the back door to my cruiser, and says, as this works, you piece of shit, and just spit right in that guy's face. I'm like, what the crap, man? Mm-hmm. Now the guy's really irate, and I apologized to him, man, and I took and cleaned his face off, and I said, brother, I'm sorry for that. That should not have happened. And that officer and I about came to blows, because after I got him in jail, I went and found that officer, and we had words. heated words over it. And
So
I'll
he
tell you who it
opened-
is after the podcast.
He opens your car door to your prisoner and spit on him?
Yeah, spit right in his face.
Oh, I
He
thought
says, you
I thought.
piece of shit, and spit right in his face.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
He's one of the officers who went to prison.
that's no bueno. That's not good.
Yeah, it's my prisoner, Wally.
my
Don't, I mean,
Exactly.
and he's already pissed off.
Exactly. And I don't care what he's saying in the backseat. I could care less.
Oh, yeah. I tell the guys, as you know, of course, as a captain, you can agree, but as a sergeant, they're not cussing you, they're cussing that badge.
Mm-hmm.
It's your authority. It's your badge. It's not you.
You just met them. Everything they're saying about you, they don't even know you to say the things they're saying about you. They just met you.
Yeah.
They have no idea who you are. It's just their
I
circumstance.
also tell the guys, you don't have to tell these people they're scumbags. They know they're scumbags. Mm-hmm. You know? But
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
So didn't you have
speaks-
something going on in Gastonia?
Well, speaking of homeless, just all the different homeless camps we have across the country. You know, the tent cities, especially in the major urban areas, where they're just out on the street. Well, we have a little area. I guess one of the churches here in Gastonia has a tent city type facility on their property where they try to
They're
have
in Gastonia.
where they try to have control of an area and monitor the people coming and going who stay there. But the other day it blew up a little bit because apparently one homeless guy shot the guy in the tent next to him in the chest and killed him over something.
So it was intentional. It wasn't like a.
No, it was intentional. Yeah, it was intentional. And the shooter ended up being a convicted felon. He's charged with murder. The last charge he had was indecent liberties with a child type stuff. So not a very good person. But now that's brought all this attention to this church and the pastor who runs it, who's trying to. His heart's in the right place, but monitoring the people that come in and go in there and living in these tents, like the suspect's a convicted felon living in a tent, and then hell, the tent next to him could be just a mom and two kids who got evicted from someplace and they're innocent. You know what I'm saying? So It's just really hard to monitor these things. And the other day it just blew up here in Gastonia. So not too far away. Yeah. Shot in the chest, dead. One homeless guy in the grave, one going to prison. So,
I saw that on the news down here at the coast.
Really? So I missed that completely. But the thing about it is, Rod Nader, it used to be back when we worked in Gastonia, before we retired, I was over the downtown district as far as I was in my beat. We had a meeting with the Salvation Army, the people downtown, and that community watch went out meeting with the Salvation Army. And I'm here to tell you right now, it's good to be homeless in Gastonia. There's 5 free meals a day on Main Avenue you can get. Of course, Salvation Army's right there. Free place to stay, 5 free meals.
Somewhere to sleep.
Yeah, somewhere to sleep. And that's why these tent cities are. I'm sure, I don't know what tent city is, but I'm sure it's close to downtown Main Avenue.
That's everywhere, though. That's everywhere. San Francisco, same thing. They've actually interviewed people in these urbans. Say, how is it to be homeless? And one lady said it's really not that bad. You can wake up, you can get something to eat, you can get high all day, get some lunch, get high again, get some dinner.
Sounds like Shootout Mountain.
It sounds like you're home up there. Slow, yeah. Except when you're cutting grass every 2 weeks, then you got to slow it down a little bit. But
we don't have that problem in Mitchell County. You know why? Because Mitchell County is one of the poorest counties in North Carolina. We don't have the funds for homeless people, so they're not here. I'm sure there's homeless people here. We just don't see them. Mm-hmm. They can't get the free meals here. They can't get the handouts here. They can't get the help. And the Salvation Army, they can't help people that want to be helped.
Right. That's the thing. The homeless, when I was in patrol, I was on bike patrol for 3 years, and I was literally put in charge of the homeless encampment.
Right. Now, when you say
area.
bike patrol, you mean?
Bicycle.
Bicycle, all right.
Mm-hmm. And so we would be dealing with them all the time. And the key is they're always somewhere close to where they can get food, shelter, or make money. They can't go much farther because there's no use. They have to walk back to wherever the resources are, whether it's the intersection they panhandle at, whether it's the place that the soup kitchen, whether it's the ministries, or whether it's the homeless shelter. They're always somewhere close by, which makes sense, right? It's hard to move them out of there. They keep coming back. So that was always our dilemma. What do we do? Because if we move them out for a second, we know they're going to come back. Sometimes it's better just to map it and know where they are and check on them on a daily basis and make sure. And every once in a while, send sanitation in there, clean shit up. You know.
Yeah, it may sound wrong, but an out of way place.
Right, out of sight, out of mind for the public, but yet they're still within range to get the resources they need. That's kind of how we managed it back in the day.
City of Gastonia has an ordinance against panhandling. And I stopped and checked the guy at I-85 and 321 to the major intersections in Gastonia. $800 in his pocket. After panhandle will work for food. $800 in his pocket.
Yeah.
Sure, but every time I'd be out there, I'd go check on whoever was at the intersection panhandling. Say it was you, Slow's panhandling. That means Hound Dog.
I am one paycheck from that, by the way. Go ahead.
There you go. that means your partner, Hound Dog, is the one taking a break, drinking water, eating some McDonald's that you got money for, or drinking some bourbon.
Or somebody
right?
brought you.
Right. But there's other people on it, or he's at another intersection. You double teaming the thing. You know, that's just how it works. You know, you work in shifts, or you take breaks. They rotate. They're very, you know, and they work together. So, but yeah, they make a lot of money. Hell, there's people in New York who've died, homeless people who've died, and they check their backgrounds, and they have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank. They were just homeless. They like being homeless because they could do whatever they want.
Mental patient.
And mental illness, of course. But one of the major things that happened with me was we actually got a bus ticket home for a little guy named Jimmy Mack. He used to, a little 65, 70-year-old guy used to walk up and down Central Avenue. He's always shitting his pants and all this stuff. It's just terrible. So he finally said, Jimmy, we're going to get you a bus ticket home. He lived in Columbia, South Carolina. We called his brother. Long story short, we got him home. Well, we felt good about it, right? Within 2 weeks, he was back on Central Avenue. And I said, Jimmy, what? He goes, oh, hell, leave me the hell alone. I like doing what I want to do. He just likes the freedom. And then the next time I saw him, he was dead in the park with a bottle of mouthwash next to him he'd been drinking.
Isn't that crazy?
For the last 2 weeks. Yeah.
Story of two uncles. One uncle had a house, doing great, and another uncle living under a bridge. Drank all the time. Uncle number one. These are my uncles. They're both deceased. I can say it's Joe and Pee Wee. And anybody listening to Pee Wee that from Gastonia's going, the older guy's going to know who Pee Wee is. Pee Wee's homeless, living under a bridge, drinking all the time. Joe says, listen, Pee Wee, you got a place to stay free of charge. You just can't drink at my house. Pee Wee said, screw you. I'll live under the bridge.
I remember Pee Wee. Pee was your uncle?
Yeah. Iva Jean Wild.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
That's crazy.
But I do remember him. They'll be a short dude.
Yeah.
People so many have told me, it's fine out here. I like it. I know what I'm doing. I do what I want when I want. No one tells me what to do. I don't have to pay.
Again, Shootout Mountain.
He's got nothing.
Yeah,
except that damn grass.
Yeah.
That you can't mow it. You have to weed eat it.
Yeah.
A lot of it you do.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, but I tell you what, back in 2005, or I think it was 2005, I went to Washington, D.C. with a bunch of friends on a Renegade Pig.
All right, nobody believes you. Okay, Renegade Pigs. You said a bunch of friends. No, you lost everybody right then, Hound Dog. He's making this up.
On a Renegade Pig excursion. And we were touring around the city. You know, we rented a minivan, touring around the city. We had wives and girlfriends with us. And
not both.
Not both.
Oh, okay.
And was somewhere, I think it's somewhere around the Jefferson Memorial. There was a dude out there taking a shit on the damn sidewalk.
Taking a shit.
How free can you feel? Oh man, I'm
At
right
the
here on
Jefferson
sidewalk.
Memorial?
Guess what?
I mean, I was like, holy cow, can you believe this guy over here dropped his damn pants and is taking a shit at the Jefferson Memorial?
I like the way you said it. Taking a shit.
A little dookie.
There you go, Rod.
He's dropping a deuce by the Jefferson Memorial.
Yeah,
He's a dookie dropper.
Oh, jeez.
I did pass one of the homeless guys walking down May Avenue one time, and he had his wiener out walking along, just peeing as he walked, peeing all over himself, just walking on.
Damn.
I mean, how free can you feel?
And you know, well, the sad thing is, and we have the resources to help these people, and instead we send it all over the country and all over the world instead of helping our own folks here, whether it's mental health or whatever, you know? There's something to be said about that, man. It just really is, especially veterans out there. That is the thing I always key on. I just wish we could help these people more instead of just looking at them and going, oh, well, and walking down the street, you know?
Yeah.
We have the money to fix it. Look how much money we send everywhere. We send billions everywhere. Just if we gave all the homeless people a regular salary for doing nothing and got them, that's less money than we're spending.
Biden's trying his best to do that, brother. Back up.
No, he's
let me tell you this.
He's forgiving loans right now, so yeah.
We had a meeting at one of the best eating joints in the world. Cocaine chicken. Cocaine chicken, hound dog.
Okay, I got you.
What was the name of it?
Shrimp boat.
Shrimp boat. Man, that's I'll tell you, the best food in the world. We had to meet. Shrimp boat is connected to Main Avenue downtown. We had to meet the community watches and the businesses downtown because Salvation Army is downtown, and they wanted to address some issues. The guy from Salvation Army, the big guy, showed up. He says, "Okay," and they addressed what we're going to talk about. And he says, "You know what?" He says, "If you can give me a piece of property anywhere, that's equal to what we got here in downtown, I'll swap with you. We'll get Salvation Army from downtown Gastonia." And he said, "Okay." He pointed to a guy. Said, "Okay, sir, do you have somewhere near your house you want this?" No one wants these people anywhere. He's like, "Well, where can we put them? We got to be somewhere." Mm-hmm. So I'm saying they want them out of sight, out of mind, but they didn't want them in their backyard.
Right.
So what's the answer? I felt bad for the guy. What's the answer?
The short answer is out of sight, out of mind right now, but close by enough where they have the resources. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't just keep moving them because they'll set up where you don't want them to. Sometimes you just got to take a loss and compromise a little bit.
Oh, well, we just took them to Charlotte.
Oh, don't listen. If I had one that wasn't particularly cooperative and giving me a problem, I dropped them off at the Gaston line too. So just don't think I didn't.
What was it like? Was it Ron White? I was drunk in a bar. I wasn't drunk in public. I don't be drunk in Gastonia. I was drunk in Charlotte. They brought me to Gastonia. I don't want to be drunk in Gastonia.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Either you're gonna tackle it head on and get them where they need to go into facilities, mental health, families, and you really work on the problem. Each individual community works on their people, and just let it spread. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. All we do is ignore it because everybody's got their own lives. They're so busy with their own little petty bullshit. Well, and this is how it goes.
And I'm sure a lot of these homeless people that are either drunks or whatever they may be, mental issues, the family done everything, to the point that, you know what, we wash our hands. We can't do any more with you. And I understand that.
Yeah.
And so it comes to law enforcement, a community problem.
Yeah. Oh, it's a community problem too. But see, I keep hating that word, community problem. The community, I think a lot of times the community just puts on I don't know. I think it's more some things the government has to take a hold of and do it. They have no problem taking a hold and taking money from us. They can give some money back to some people who need it. They can implement some things. I mean, maybe for their own good, they need to be taken somewhere and put somewhere for their own good, because living out in the woods, getting eaten with bugs, diseased, and all this different things going on is not healthy, and it's not good for anybody. Them, the people around them.
Good point
society.
there, Captain. The general public don't see that. You find these guys they're eat to pieces with all these insects and bugs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're in just these terrible, terrible conditions in these tent cities. Everybody's like, they want to. Let's help them. How did this turn into a community watch meeting?
I don't know, but
we're
tell you
all
what,
retired. We don't care anymore.
It's funny. It's a problem that just lingers. No one really works on it to the point where they fix it. It just lingers.
It's like continues. A bad crap. It's a problem, and it just lingers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there's spray
like
for
a
that
bad
now.
crap. That's pretty funny.
Hey, there's spray for that. You come up see me there, Rodinator. You'll see. I got the little spray in there for you.
Oh, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come up there, and if I come up there and I got a crap, you gotta have some wet wipes somewhere, or I gotta bring them with me. Because I'm a wet wipe guy.
I'm on a septic tank, man. You got to take and bury that in the backyard or something.
Oh shit! I got to do like a cat, find some sand. I know how cats. Listen, I got cats. I know what the hell cats do. They bury their shit. So little bastards.
Yeah. You got to wrap it up in a little thing and stick in the trash can.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That's the only rule on Shootout Mountain. No wet wipes in the septic tank.
Okay. Listen, there's ways to overcome things. We'll figure it out.
What you don't know, don't
I
hurt
might
him.
just go off your back porch. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
let me tell you, well, you can.
I know. But shoot
Hey,
out mountain.
I have a back porch story for you. Last night, like I said, I call it the boardwalk. It's not long enough to be a boardwalk, but from the house to the
pretty
pond.
It's pretty long.
Talk about the boardwalk, hound dog. Don't be nasty. But I call it the boardwalk. Yeah, you take the boardwalk out to by the pond. I've got a little table. Remember, hound dog, the table's on the front porch is now as out by the pond.
Okay, so you got a little sitting area.
All right, a little sitting area there because I put a really nice sitting area on the front deck.
Okay.
But I'm out there last night. I am enjoying a Fat Bottom Betty, which is a cigar. A pour
You
of...
had to get that in there.
You had to get that in. You let the Fat Bottom Betty. You getting paid by them or something?
No, that was Buck's favorite cigar. He turned me on to it.
It was.
So I'm smoking a Fat Bottom Betty, and I am drinking a pour of Knob Creek Smoked Maple. And you hear a bobcat up on the hill. Now, let me tell you, I'm sitting there, and these deer just come walking through the yard. They look at you like, well, you going to mess with me? Mm-hmm. And they go to the apple tree. I got one apple tree in the back of the house. They're eating apples. They didn't care about us. Until this bobcat gave a really big scream. They're like, we're out of here. I thought that was pretty cool.
Did it scare you?
Oh, nice.
No, not really. Yeah, it's pretty cool to hear. It's pretty neat.
It's nice.
That's it. I'm not going to work that.
That's it. That's the end of that story. Yeah. I got one other kind of scary story. We good on time?
Oh, well.
We good on time, Slow?
Yeah, Joe Rogan does 4-hour podcast. We're good. We are
but
51 minutes, 51 seconds.
Cool. We had a Charlotte officer injured, so we were talking domestics last week. He won a domestic where some shots were fired in the house. They got there, and then shots were fired. They needed to make entry quickly. He tried to secure the scene as they're going through rooms clear, and a guy came out with a knife, stabbed the officer in the neck. Those neck stabs are pretty shaky because it depends on when they hit and if they nick something.
Well, crap,
So
you just got arteries and esophagus.
Yeah,
That's all,
yeah,
the back.
yeah.
Spinal cords and everything.
Everything, yeah. Windpipe, everything. So got rushed to the hospital. Lo and behold, thank God his surgery came out. He was going to be okay. Guy inside, convicted felon, firearm, shooting up the house, beating his girl's butt, and just usual stuff. Yeah, but it kind of hit close to home because he used to work there, and I know those guys. So, but he's okay. So that's good.
Yeah, I'm glad he's
Well,
okay.
God bless. Yeah, hope Godspeed for his recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't realize what a tight knit group we are. It's funny because you'll have people say, "Hey, I've got a nephew in New York City PD. His name's Ralph. Do you know him?"
Yeah. That's what they tell me all the time.
Yeah, we don't know all cause, but we certainly realize we know what they've gone through. We know the roads they walked, the crap they had to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you ever went, and the civilians don't realize this, but you two guys will agree with them, I'm sure. Every time you go to a conference or a school, you talk to all these other officers from all around the country. It sounds like they're talking about your department. The names are just changed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're all chewing the same thing, walking the same road, eating the same shit sandwich.
Yeah.
And that, like they say, oh, you're lucky you were a policeman in Charlotte, not in New York, where you're from. Like, it's the same shit, just a smaller scale. It's a smaller scale of scumbags. Yeah, it's the same
you got
thing.
a million and a half people in Charlotte.
Hell, I came south for the weather. Guess what? The freaking criminals come south for the weather too. So I'm getting the same people from New York. Hell, half the people I used to run were from up north somewhere, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania.
All I can tell you about Mitchell County is not this small town.
Yeah, try that in a minute.
I work beach patrol at the Ocean Isle Beach.
He's got to rub it in. You always got to rub it in.
I am the only person on the entire beach patrol squad or shift, or whatever you want to call it, that is from North Carolina. Everyone else is from New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Well, yeah, they get that big fat pension up there, and they double their money coming down. You can't blame them.
You can't blame them. I don't blame them at all.
Yeah, and they sell the little 3-bedroom, 2-bath ranch they bought for $400,000, and they sold for $700,000, and they bring their money down here and buy a 3,000 square foot beach house for cash, and then they live on their fat pension that they got up there.
Oh yeah, life's good.
And I gotta say, all the guys that I work with, man, I get along great with them. We are a tight group people.
You're common-minded. You're like-minded.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Every Friday night after work, we go to a bar and have a pizza and a beer. Mm-hmm. And that's just something that's missing in a lot of southern police departments. They don't happen that often.
They're tighter up north, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, it's one thing about moving up here. And again, back to Jeff Wooten, Detective Wooten, he's like, why in the world would you move, Cobbard? Someplace, and that's why cops talking, you call him by last name, that you don't know anybody. So that's, first I said that's the whole point, but now it's kind of like, I'm so lonely.
You know, Slow, you can come to the coast anytime you want, brother.
Well, yeah, now, if it went for the grass, I'd already be there.
Oh my. I got grass you can cut.
Oh, let me tell you something. I went to, there's a place down in, it's called Bypass. Alder Pass. Other side of Spruce Pine. Spruce Pine, one of the big cities in Mitchell County. Population 12. But I bought a head for my weed eater, $42.
You said head.
Under the name brand Red Max. I also ordered one on Amazon, $14. But I didn't want to wait on it. But it showed up today. As I come back from that place that they had, it was in the mailbox already there waiting on me.
So you
Same head.
You want to take the other one back?
No, I've got two of them. I'm going to use them.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
I got one right quick police news that it's kind of, how in the hell somebody can do this? It says, North Carolina man kills mother by pouring gas on her and setting her ablaze. How in the hell can you do your own mom like that? You got to be a broke individual.
Starched his shorts. Starched his shorts.
Hey, I bet his mom was
Easy
hot.
for you to say.
Bet his mom was hot.
Yeah,
smoking. Smoking hot.
Now, was
Too soon. Jeez,
was it his mom or mother-in-law? Because, yeah, there's a big difference.
There is a difference. It says right here, James Parker, 48, of Winston-Salem, is charged with first-degree murder after police say that he set his 72-year-old mother on fire.
Wonder if she smokes.
So you knew
Obviously.
his 70-year-old mother, you knew it was murder. If it was mother-in-law, it would be justified homicide.
Oh, yeah, really.
Yeah.
Well, you'd be like, not guilty.
But,
That is sad. It is sad that we have, we got 30, 60, 90 years of law enforcement sitting right here in front of these mics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you have to have that type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not amusement, but
Sense
you
of
have to have
humor.
that sense of humor because you got to turn off the bad stuff. So we apologize. Anybody that finds that offensive, you're probably on the wrong channel.
Yeah. We're not really laughing at it. We're just laughing because if not, you think about it and you just get all depressed. So we just tend to laugh about it, box it up, and put it away.
And I tell you right now, Hound Dog and Rodney, you both can agree with me. I can smell a burnt person right now.
Yeah.
That never goes away.
Yep.
Or a dead person, been dead a couple of weeks.
Yep.
The dead person, yeah.
Oh, you can smell it right now. That smell will not go away.
Mm-hmm. You know what else I can smell? When I'm walking through woods, I can smell homeless people. The homeless encampment, because I can smell human feces. It's a very distinct smell.
Have y'all
Am I
ever
right, Hound Dog?
stepped-
Seriously,
Yeah, you're
think
right,
about
you're
it.
right. Have you?
Oh,
ever
Well, up
stepped-
here on the Appalachian Trail, we bury our poo poo. We don't leave it. We don't.
Well, in
don't do
Gastonia,
top poo-poo.
they lead that shit out like it's a trophy. So, okay. So it's
here we
laying there like
bury
a
our
pot of
poo.
gold. Yeah, with flies on it. All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
top
I've
poolers up
stepped-
here on the trails are frowned upon.
Yeah, one time I stepped in a pile of human feces.
Ugh.
That was the grossest thing that ever happened to me.
Did it squash up between your toes?
Well, if I didn't have my boots on, it would have. Yeah. But I rode back. I was riding a guy's car, a buddy's car. Stepped in it. Got back in the car. It was like, "Did you fart?" No, I didn't fart. But
That's not a fart.
And
Yeah.
I looked down at my boots and saw, grass and shit sticking out. Grass and shit, get it? Sticking out. And we went back
Isn't
to
that
the
terrible?
Yeah, we went back to the police department. I had to rinse my boots off, and I think I actually threw them away after that.
Ugh. That's
I'll
terrible.
tell you a story close to that. Detective West, what's her name? Georgia West. She's sitting at her desk. Her captain comes up there to him, and he's sitting beside her at her desk, and he goes, I got dog crap on my shoe. And he takes his shoe and just wipes it on the side of her desk and walks off.
No way.
Why would he?
True story. True story.
Did she
Oh,
chase him out?
She was fit to be tied.
Oh my God.
I wasn't there. That's a second story, but that's the way she told it.
Wow.
Holy crap.
All right, guys. Hey, next time you guys see me lick my fingers like that, holler at me because it looks terrible on YouTube.
I didn't even see you.
Bad habit I need to get rid of. Okay, guys, we're at the point we need to revisit this bourbon.
All right.
Not a daily drinker.
Rebel 100. Yeah, not a daily
Not a
drinker.
daily
I gave it a 5.5, I believe.
Yeah,
I think it's the dryness, man. The back end of it. It
Yeah,
just
it just
leaves you
stops.
wanting something other than that drink.
It just stops. It could be like Hound Dog said, good mixer, but because the price point, good mixer, but not a daily drinker.
Yeah, it just leaves you wanting something other than that drink at the end.
You want to drink after you drink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something
you gotta have
other
a drink
than-
after you drink.
Right.
Rebel 100.
Right.
Yep.
You guys got anything you guys want to do? Shout outs or sponsors, anything on?
No, I'll probably have some cat sponsors.
I'm telling you, and if you're still listening, you're still here.
If anybody wants to send
Watching
cat
us-
food or some freaking kitty litter or whatever the
so-
hell else these things
So,
need.
Rodnator,
We do
what's
have a
your cat's
donation
name?
button there, so
What's your cat's name, Rodnator?
Well, which one? We got 4 of them.
What? Give me all 4
is
of
your
them.
wife the crazy cat lady?
There's Nubs, the mom. She got half a tail, so I call her Nubs. There's Whitefoot because she's Whitefoot. There's Cashy, after Cash. We named her Cash because of the money. And the new one's Mang, M-A-N-G, after Mango. He died, so we just nicknamed him Mang because he looks exactly like him.
Well, sometimes cats are cool. My daughter had a cat that was almost like a dog. That's
Let
the
me-
coolest cat
let
there
me-
was.
Let me be honest with you real quick. I'll sit on the couch, and Whitefoot will come jump on me every day and just roll around, take a pause, do this shit like they're fluffing a pillow on your lap,
Yeah,
and they lay down.
yeah.
They just sit there. Mang will come up and do the same. I mean, they're very friendly when they want. Cats are like humans. When they want to be with you, they do. When they don't, they go be there by themselves. They got
That's why I moved
attitude.
to Shoot Out Mountain.
They're like people. Where dogs are always happy to see you. You could be Jeffrey Dahmer and your freaking dog loves you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cats are just different. They're in and out. They got personalities and
Who'd you eat? I'll eat it too. Bring him home.
yeah. And you know what they do too? They're wicked because if they find a bug or some kind of like little lizards that run around here,
Yeah.
the little ones. You guys
got a
have them?
bunch of 'em.
If they find one of them in the house, man, they bat that son of a bitch around and torture it till it dies. They play like that and they torture things like that. Much like I think the only other animal that does that, killer whales do that. Killer whales and cats play with their food before they eat it. They'll beat it around, but they do that and they'll stalk it. I mean, it's crazy. It really is. Dogs
You
just
just
eat.
sound like Natural Geographics there, buddy.
Dude, I'm learning. I'm
Who was
living
that guy?
with these
Who was the old guy?
It's Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom was back in
Oh
the day.
man, I watched that as a
Remember
kid.
that? Remember
Marlon
that?
Perkins.
I forget the old
Marlon
guy's
Perkins.
name though.
Marlon Perkins.
Oh, Marlon Perkins.
Who was this?
Yeah.
Who was the big guy, the sidekick?
Jim. I
Jim.
don't know what Jim's last name
Because
was.
Good
Marlon
memory.
never did anything other than Jim, get that. Jim, pick
Jim's
that up.
got this
Jim's
anaconda
memory.
wrapped around his neck.
deadly animal.
Jim, you're
I'm
turning
sitting here
blue.
drinking tea.
Somebody should help Jim.
Yeah. Don't hurt the snake, but help Jim.
Well, speaking of T and Jim, special thanks to Black Rifle Training Group, Law Enforcement Today at lawenforcementtoday.com, and Boone's Bourbon. Was that a little slower this time, Hound Dog?
Yeah, it was the worst.
Where is
Yeah,
Queenie?
Sandy.
Queenie is my speech coach. I hadn't heard from Queenie in months. Have you heard
Queenie
from
is-
Queenie?
He is in New York. He spends his summers in the South and winters and I'm sorry, backwards. Spends his winters in the South and summers in the North. And he is back up there in his hometown of New York.
Was it drive about? What do you call it?
Drive me. Drive me. Drive
Drive
me.
Instead of pull me, it's drive me. Living
Yeah,
a
well-
dream. If you don't know who Queenie is, you need to go back and listen to some of our old archive stuff. You know all about Queenie.
Maybe we can get him on here one day.
All right,
and
guys.
Check out this 4 people on the
See,
YouTube.
done it again. I got to stop that. All right, man. So we are at that point. Boone's Bourbon. Drink Boone's Bourbon. Boone's Bourbon.
Drink it up.
Boone's Bourbon. Yep.
Anything else,
Enjoy-
guys?
No, I enjoyed it, guys. Till next week. Have a good week.
Like I always say, let's
That's it.
drink about it and drink
Just like that.
I'm gonna hit it. I'll hit a damn media button here in a minute if you keep messing with me.
Do it.
See what I
I'm
got
way
here.
ahead of you, man. You got the music already rolling.
Oh.
Hey, be sure to hit that donate button. If we,
Yeah,
see,
told you.
See,
I told you.
always thought Rod never had to clap. I knew it. I knew it.
You give me a new toy, I'm gonna use the damn thing.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter. Any type of feedback, would appreciate it. Here on YouTube, we're on YouTube. Any type of feedback, please leave something in
Like
the.
and subscribe.
We
Like and
read
subscribe.
everything you guys leave. Yeah, if you don't like something, you're going to hear something, you don't see something different, please let us know. We'll bring it to the table.
Yeah.
You can email us at bourbonandbadges@yahoo.com. And as always, this has been a Studio 77 production.
Hound dog.
What kind of fucked up hanger did you just put on there? Do it again.
Busted some knuckles. Got some knuckle busting.
Hey, turn the music back up. You guys are still talking.